Before we continue here in the Rabbeinu Avram, as you have, I'm sure, realized by now, there's a very clear distinction, and maybe some would call it disagreement, argument between the Rabbeinu Bachya and the Chovos HaLevavos and the Rabbeinu Avram. The Rabbeinu Bachya and the Chovos HaLevavos made it very clear to us that there is 10 stages of Bitachon, and as one grows from one level to the next, he can potentially reach the highest level of Bitachon, the level of Bitachon of the Nevi'im Rishonim, the level of Bitachon where Mamash will have his dapkes b'Hashem in this world, he'll connect with Hashem, everything will be good, and literally he won't have to do anything. Now, if you'll recall, the reason why he won't have to do anything is because the Chovos HaLevavos already made it very, very clear why there is a Chovos HaYishtadlus. In other words, Chovos HaYishtadlus, he made it clear again and again and again, is not something that through that Ishtadlus a person gets what he needs to get. But Adarabba, the reason a person has to do Ishtadlus, whether it's in Parnasa or in Refuah and other things, is because HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants to test us. HaKadosh Baruch Hu doesn't want us to be bored and so forth. However, Rabbeinu Bachya also made it very, very clear that if a person reaches a level, a person is sitting and learning 24/7, 365, he reaches such a high level that there's no room anymore for HaKadosh Baruch Hu to test him. HaKadosh Baruch, and there's no room for him, he won't be bored if he doesn't have to go do Parnasa, because he's sitting and learning all day. In other words, Rabbeinu Bachya made it clear that there is a certain level that a person can reach where at that point he won't anymore have to do any Ishtadlus. He'll be potter from the Chovos HaYishtadlus. Now, the Rabbeinu Avram seems to make it very, very clear that Adarabba, a person can be at the level of Bitachon of the Nevi'im Rishonim, and yet you see the Nevi'im Rishonim at certain times still showed a certain yira. So you can see here somewhat of a machlokes. However, you might be wondering, why would we take a series that goes with Rabbeinu Bachya, the Chovos HaLevavos, the Sha'ar Bitachon, and then go into the Rabbeinu Avram? But I think that the reason and the truth is very simple. You see, this entire machlokes only becomes relevant when a person reaches the level 10 of Bitachon. When a person reaches the level of a Bitachon, of a Navi, of someone who speaks to the Shechina, of someone as Nevuah, and so forth, at that point you have a machlokes from two Rishonim, from the Rabbeinu Bachya in the Chovos HaLevavos, whether you can go and use your Bitachon and do no Ishtadlus whatsoever, or the Rabbeinu Avram that says you still have to do Ishtadlus. However, what the Rabbeinu Avram already made very, very clear is that if someone is at that point and he has an avur from HaKadosh Baruch Hu that everything is going to be fine, or he has Ruach HaKodesh that everything is going to be fine, or even said the Rabbeinu Avram, if he has an hargosha, he has a certain feeling, he's at a high level of bitachon, he has a high level of closeness to Hashem, and he has a feeling it's going to be fine. That feeling is enough to say, you know what, you don't have to do anything, you don't have to be afraid, you don't have to be scared. Which comes to show us that at some level the Rabbeinu Avram agrees to the Rabbeinu Bachya that at some point a person can reach a level where you can say, you know what, all I need is bitachon. And even that level is only an number 10, which I can say for myself, I'm not there, halavai, I'll get there in this lifetime. But maybe you will get there, maybe you are there. But the point is, as far as it's relevant to us, until we reach level 10, there is for sure no argument between the Rabbeinu Bachya and the Rabbeinu Avram. We do, like the Rabbeinu Bachya told us, we do have to do a shtadlus, not because we believe in the shtadlus, not because we believe in the intermediaries, but because HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants to test us, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants to see us do it al pi Torah, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu doesn't want us to be bored, and so forth. And if someone reaches the level of the Nevi'im Rishonim, the highest level of bitachon, and he then finds himself in a matzav where he's not sure, do I go with Rabbeinu Bechai or do I go with Rabbeinu Avram ben Arambam? I guess at that point he'll let us know how he behaves. But for us, I think it's very clear that until we get to level 10, it's very clear what we have to do as far as bitachon. Now, there is one point that I would like to point out, which is that even though it's true that we are on a steady level are not at level 10, the truth is that sometimes in life HaKadosh Baruch Hu sends us a challenge, sends us in the soyan, and at that time when we're mizgaba ourselves, we matana get a high level of bitachon. We matana get is dapkas b'Hashem, maybe to talk about the school of Reb Chaim, where you think about Einoid Milvado, there's nothing in the world but the HaKadosh Baruch Hu and so forth. Sometimes in life we get moments of that high level of bitachon when we see the Ashgacha Pratis, we see HaKadosh Baruch Hu in this world. What about those times? Well, I think even in those times maybe we can say that Rabbeinu Avram will also agree to the Chovos HaLevavos that in those moments you don't have to have hishtadlus, because like we said, Rabbeinu Avram also says that if someone has an agosha that everything will be good, and he really has bitachon and he really has connection to Hashem, then he shouldn't be worried about anything. So therefore therefore, in those moments that we see clearly Hashgacha Pratis, and we have that high level of Bitachon, when we see the Shechina and everything, in those moments, I think it's clear both by the Chovos HaLevavos and Rabbeinu Avram that we can continue focusing on Bitachon, focusing on Avodas Hashem, and that will be enough. Have a wonderful day.